4, 3.
So it wasn't 20 then. I take it was 10. Gotcha. They're muted. Gotcha. I've never done a race before. I don't know how you want to do this.
You can do it however you want, honestly. It doesn't matter to me.
Let me know when you're ready then, and we'll do a countdown.
I'm already set. I'm on the title screen.
Oh, you're on title screen?
Mm-hmm. Hi, where are you?
On title screen as well. Was messing with settings.
I'm on title screen.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I'm all set with that.
It's just when you hit new game, right? There's no file selection?
No, what happens is it goes new game and then you just get into cutscene skips and then you go to big tube and everything else. Yeah.
All right. Then
we're not doing a new game like the other one I was discussing where we just start from like past fake Neo tube, but just run through the whole game normally through new game, right?
Yeah. We'd have to have like a standard save file for for that.
Oh yeah, I don't think you have one. I had one, but that's
I don't have one.
Yeah, we'll go new game. That's fine.
We'll hang on. We'll go from 5 and then on go. All right.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, we're in. Alright, and welcome to Neptunia Virtual Stars, released in June 2021 for the PlayStation 4 and the PC later on. This is being played on the PS5, as you know. I'm playing on the PS5.
And I'm playing on PC.
Yep, he's playing on PC. If you saw the stream last year, it was kind of crazy towards the end. A lot of crashes, but hopefully today we won't have too much of an issue.
In my practice run, I didn't get a single crash, so either that was a fluke or they made it more stable when they added the VTuber DLC to Steam. Oops.
Possibly. What's the VTuber DLC in the game when you did the run last?
It wasn't. I don't think anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, cool. I had no idea. I even thought they patched out the whole Ilhart cube thing, but I checked like right before stream and they're like, yeah, no, they didn't set it up. They didn't change it. Yeah, this game is a action game where you shoot things and do a lot of stuff. There is a VTuber portion, but we're not going to be using that for the majority of the run at all.
Not for combat, anyway.
Yeah, not the combat. Basically, we're going to be using it for movement purposes. I know there is a whole VTuber DLC that came out, like as Silent mentioned earlier, that did give the VTubers, I believe it was Kiseki and I believe it was
Tokiseki and Kizna Ai. Yep.
That they were playable in the game for a short period of time. But the VTubers in here are me, you, and then, of course, the titular CPUs, Noir, Bert, Wonk, and Neptune. The majority of the run so far at the beginning will be Noir, but if we do get enough of the V-Cubes, which I'll explain later on, we get enough of the attack, we will be switching to Neptune for the majority of the run, as her kit, even her base kit, is the strongest in the entire game. You blow through enemies like no time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. But there were various changes to the run. Originally, there was a grinding method in a stage called Neptunia early on when I first started speedrunning the game. Then Silent came and made it obsolete with the whole V-Cube shop. Then even later, when we found out there's a place in the game that you can get, quote, rare candies. Now, these rare candies are very similar to how Pokemon is, where you're able to use these overflowing energies to gain a strict level. Like, there's EXP bars in this game. You gain EXP to gain EXP to gain a level. But for the purposes of this run, we're not going to really consider that, since we're going to be getting an obscene amount of EXP, well, obscene amount of candies in one stage, Novella later on, that will it'll turn your head. Like it's sort of interesting that there were like moments in this game where, again, VTuber combat. Yeah, I understand that's a a given in this situation where we can actually switch CPUs, but later on they basically just become movement tools. That's about it in certain platforming sequences.
I gotta Alright, let me turn you up real quick. It shouldn't take me long. There we go, 200%.
No worries. Yeah, it's just the, what is it? This sequence right here is just the only place you'll see VTuber combat, so if you want to see it, see it. In my personal opinion, I like this game. I think it's fun. I bought it day one, not completely knowing what it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be a normal Neptunia game, but then it turned into this, and it was like, yeah, okay, this is kind of fun.
I was kind of on board with
Goodbye,
day one
VTuber.
as a VTuber.
Yeah, as a again, Silent is a VTuber. If you don't know, Silent is indeed a VTuber. I personally am not, but I do respect the grind. Ever since I did leave last, I have watched at least one. I think it was Leia Lovely or a couple others that I've seen through like Master Duel compilations. So, I mean, I've expanded my horizons. If that's okay.
They're fun if you find the right ones. You know, it's just like any other streamer.
And then there's again this game that I'm gonna be playing a lot. Was it not too long from now? Thursday. I'm not using this Twitch channel, by the way. I have another YouTube channel that I have done content on. But, there was another VTuber I ended up meeting. I guess her name was Aya, I believe. Like a Gundam VTuber. It's kind of cool.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Here we are. We are in the first boss. Now, this is how boss encounters go in this game. I know in certain the other Neptunia games there are boss arenas, but in this you can move around freely in the 3D space to defeat the enemies as the boss room. The boss rooms don't change except for the final boss, but as you see here, boss room, circle, you're barely not going to use it at all. This first boss doesn't have any enemies that spawn, but later on there are going to be enemies that do spawn that can make life a little bit painful, to say the least. There's the annoying bugs, if I got the name correct. I forget the name of the enemies in the game.
I forget the name, but I just identify them by sound.
Oh, I hate the sound they make. Oh, don't worry.
It is so bad.
You will, once you guys hear it, you will understand. The sound is absolutely grating. And you will hear it endlessly through the Neptunia boss fight. I believe that's like the only boss fight that it comes in.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, it'll be cool. Hopefully, if we do get enough cubes, the boss fight won't take too long. Because we're about to get to it, but there is an RNG element in this game. There's RNG in the damage that you do, there's RNG in the speed cubes that you get, and they have various different modifiers. What is the modifier that we're looking for? That will break
Dreamy
the game
Cube,
entirely?
I think? That was the one you got in your
Cube.
PB.
Yep, that was Dreamy Cube. Yeah, Dreamy Cube will give you a ton of attack, and a ton of attack. The life doesn't really matter since you can share V-cubes between CPUs, but you can't between VTubers, which is why the CPUs are absolutely broken. Where,
As long as you don't get a run like I had earlier where you get like 3 shifties and you just can't make up the difference.
I ended up doing a practice run earlier as well, or last night, and no shot. The first cube I did after coming back after 2 months was a shifted.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, of course, I'm not gonna get that during marathon run. Nope. I'm gonna get like an L-Heart 1 or something like that. And I'm gonna have to grind.
The best part is that run was literally an hour ago.
Oh, come on now. I literally just got I think it was a cute when I was practicing. So, don't worry. But the cutscenes, basically the story of this game is you're on Planet Emote. You're shifted to Planet Emote. Me and you are supposed to be in the real world, and they're shifted into this world. The CPUs went to a gaming convention to practice a VR game, and they were brought into the world. So, the VTubers right here are basically just their minds are in a VR like a VR like thing, and they're doing this in the world, which is kind of crazy. But the story is irrelevant. Basically, all it is where's this last enemy? Where is this last enemy? There you are. It's like, where are they? But basically, the goal of this game is to get content back to Planet Eagle. It's a big deal. You're just supposed to get to Planet Emote, save Planet Emote, go into different various areas that are parodies of different areas in game or in the world. So like for example, NeoTube is a carbon copy of YouTube. You got Twinia, which is the of course Twitter. You got Kokunia, which I don't know what might be. I think it's like Instagram maybe. And
it
then,
might be that. It might just be like the concept of like food on social media.
Yeah, probably. I haven't even switched it on. But yeah, there's that. Then there's also Minion, which is just like about games in general. Then of course the final worlds, or not found, which is like where all the content goes. Where if you like delete something, that's where it goes. All deleted videos. And then Wanda, which is like the big bad.
Wow, I got a bad first cube.
Oh, I got Ilheart3. Don't worry, we're on the same position.
I got one that reduces my attack.
Oh no! Yeah, did at least have Tokimeki?
I don't know. It was like annoying cute or something.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it has some Tokimeki.
Yeah, it's something. At least you'll get ahead a little bit. But so far, not good cubes. Again, we knew RNG luck was gonna happen, but there is a way to alleviate that, and we're gonna show it very soon, which is resetting the map. Now again, there's another strat that was given to us by the graces of Silent, where if you're able to reset the map after you complete the area, like originally you can't reset the area, but you reset the area after you complete the stage and you can go back in. What that does... Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just got a second cube that reduces my attack?
Oh, you are in the box, aren't you, today?
Yeah.
I didn't even go for the extra cubes, for the SS boxes. Usually with me, I don't go for SS boxes because I know it's going to be something like that. Especially if it's in like the same realm. So SS boxes, they're little boxes. The one you saw Silent get is one of the ways you can get extra cubes. It's not advised to reload them. You have to actually get a reload upgrade or an update that you're able to use in the menu to reset the boxes. Later on, again, we're going to show a case where you can just get cubes almost endlessly if you're able to use it. Like, I just got the reload myself on here. Like, if I had an SS box, which I do actually get the SS box up here, hopefully it will have a little bonus, but assumably, knowing Silent's luck, I'm probably going to get the same, but that's okay. We'll work it out. Yeah, this game doesn't have any branching paths. All it really has is you go through the dungeons, you basically just get to the end like a normal Neptunia game with only them.
Very
really
linear.
what the stage is not. Very linear, there's only one each. Ooh, the hard four, right? So I got a base cube, but yeah, literally it's just basically very linear. There's no like, there's other areas you can go to in the stages called maintenance areas, but those are only there for if you want to complete the final boss, like the extra boss, which is just the final boss recolored with extra health and damage resistance.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of recolors. There is actually 2 bosses in this main game, Dugo, who I'm actually going up to right now, and a second boss in, I believe, Minion, which is basically just a recolor, and all the recolor does is do extra damage, or extra, like, faster attacks. Ooh, smart, please, let it be something good. Oh, blessed be! Ah, it's extra attack. That's extra attack. No. I don't know if it's enough to switch to Neptune, but I'm gonna try it with Neptune. I think it might be enough. And how much health? 2. Ooh, boy!
Please, I need something here.
Come on. Give it to Silent, dude. Chat, come on. Give Silent some hope. Give him some extra cubes.
My heart +1. Don't worry, I'll make up for it later. Just watch me.
Yeah. There's definitely a reset. Like usually in a run right here, if you reset, like if you didn't get good cubes here, then like even after Dugo, you reset like 100%. Again, we've tried to I sort of talked about it myself, where there was going to be a possible like new game, not new game plus, but like a way you can skip the original NeoTube, or the fake NeoTube as I like to call it. You could skip new NeoTube or NeoTube, and you're able to just get to have a standardized file where it's like you're at the beginning of the original NeoTube without having to go through the tutorial. But honestly, it takes like what 11 minutes if you have to like full reset. So
Yeah, it takes a few minutes, like even longer than Forgio's intro.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it takes a little bit of a long time, but if you're able to do all of that, then that's cool. But what I'm going to do right now is pre-face this. So what you're supposed to do is this is the only moment in the game. Originally, you can just go to the monitor right there and go to the next area. But in that instance, you have to talk to Faria to get to the new area. It doesn't make any sense. Also, you just saw 60 FPS. There's one moment in the game where if you go into the monitor before either Neptunia and YouTube, there's like a moment on PS5 where it shifts to 60 FPS and then the game shifts back to 30. Please frame unlimit.
Oh, but if you're gonna do that, make sure your mechanics work first, because
Yes.
you may have been noticing a move we've been doing to get back on the ground faster. That breaks in 60 FPS.
And it breaks the entirety of the movement system. So what I'm doing is, you see here, I'm dashing, but when I click down and then press the dash button again, you basically get infinite goddess dash. It's the main movement of the game. Unintended. I actually found it through original gameplay. I wasn't testing. I was just like, oh, this is a thing, isn't it? Ooh, Katsuki. So yeah, basically that's the main movement in the game. And the map reset, again, you go here, you click square, you click teleport, you basically go back, and that resets the cubes in the stage. Again, we'll be abusing this very much once we get to Gaminion to get, what is it, in a lot of cubes. But it also skips, the mandatory area you saw. So it gives us a lot of cubes, and it'll give us a lot of options later on, especially for the final boss, to switch cubes on the fly to get, you know, not an advantage, but to do it faster. Okay. But early on, you'll be getting a lot of cubes that don't really give attack. So if you get like one like me, where you get the smart, and you get the attack boost, it's huge.
Yeah, early on, you want good cubes. Later on, you kind of mitigate it with levels. And then at the end, you want good cubes again. But you've gotten so many cubes that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the point that I've gotten to where the attack modifier, or like the attack number you want for the final boss, is about 350 to 375. To mitigate that, if you don't get 350 to 375 before the boss, you have to either shift to Noir, who has just a tiny bit more attack and can deal the damage extra, but has a slower rate. Or if you're really down bad for cubes, you switch to Bonk, and let's just say she doesn't have the fastest attack in the game at all. She does a lot of damage, but she fires by a charge system. Also,
yeah.
Is there no cube here? There it is.
I've had occasional moments where cubes just won't spawn, so...
Is this good? No, it's not. Of course it isn't. Defense up. Fantastic. But that's also why we put the estimate to about like 210-ish, because the RNG can just get really expensive. I'm not going into Neptunia until I at least have like 100 resets. So I'm going to try a couple more resets. If not, I'll just move to Neptunia, since I've already seen that Silent has moved on to Neptunia.
I may come to regret this decision.
Yeah, because the damage, if you don't have enough damage going to Neptunia, there is like a sort of wall that comes up where you just won't have enough attack again.
You saw Neptunia was doing literally 0 damage to those enemies. Also, yeah, those are the sounds they make. Aren't they awful?
I hate them.
I hate them.
I hate them. I hope they added it in the game. Oh, don't worry. There's more enemies in the game that have that. The tweet birds also make the same sound. Because why not?
I don't trust this game. I'm gonna save.
Don't worry. That's fine. But if it takes too long, I do have a backup where I do have one that like has a shifty and stuff.
Ooh, controller died.
Please attack. Oh no. -2, of course. Fantastic.
Come on.
I'll
Yep.
go a couple more runs. If not, then I'll just move on to Kokuni as well. See if I can get some more cubes there.
They sound like. Don't do my man Ship dirty like that.
If not, I'll switch to Noir, because I think Noir should be able to take care of it. Boom. It's keep good keep. Muscular, please. This gotta be attack. There's no way it's not attack. There's no way it's not attack.
That's definitely attack.
Oh, plus 39! Let's go! We're in the game now,
Nice.
boys. Alright, so I think we should be good to Neptunia. It's not a 50, but it's gonna work.
Curious, actually.
Oh my god. It gotta work.
It's gotta work.
It gotta work, definitely. I didn't even check the number that I'm at. Am I at like 110? I am at 105. Yeah, it's definitely it. So, whew. God, I stayed. God, I stayed. So as you're seeing here, only base reviving the entire game. We're not going to be reviving any more bases. Basically, there's an RPG element in this game where you can revive the bases and get extra buffs and stuff, or like extra things in the game. We don't use those. The only time would be if the V-Cube shop, if our V-Cubes are like absolutely terrible. 30 attack is good. That means I can skip a couple levels when coming to, what's his name? Novello, when we do the next area. Okay, I talked to Novello. What's going on? There, oh! I forgot to do the main talk previously. Anyway, so we'll get to Kokunia, and we'll move straight on. Oh boy. We also get 2 new characters in this game, or 2 new characters. In this area, I think it's as you see, Silent is on the shield boss, I believe, and this is the bane of the speedrunner's existence. The absolute bane. So the guard, as I like to call them, they like to guard a lot. So it's RNG when they decide to do so. So usually the strat is to switch to Vert and basically just go ham and try and paralyze them as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, Vert's shot is a sniper rifle. It's slightly slow firing, but it hits 3 times and has a chance to paralyze enemies, so it can be useful in situations like that.
It's the most optimal strategy. It's like, it's unintended, but it's definitely one of the best strategies.
But it is chance-based, and you see how well that's been going for me.
Please. Please, Vert, bless me. I don't play Xbox, but bless me, please.
Rad?
So
Rad? Oh god, okay. Run is saved. It's not, it ain't much, but it's something.
Oh, you're through! Let's go! Alright, so here we go now. Please. Come on, RNG. I gotta catch up. Spent like an extra 5 minutes in DO2. You gotta give me this. Oh! Staying right there. No! Didn't get blessed. Already have one.
Well, I mean, I had like, what, 5? So...
You had 5?
I had a lot.
So, fun fact, in one of my runs previously that was World Reckon, I once had 11 on the final one, and that killed, what is it, a potential, like, 155 or something like that back then. It was like 2 hours. Yeah, it was awful. I hated it. Attack. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, funnily enough, the attack cube is actually on a character that usually doesn't get attacked. It's Yuzuki Chako. I thought it was going to be like Kohaku Nightmare, who's usually like one of the best. Like, if you get a Kohaku Nightmare, you basically just win the game. Especially with like a shifty, that's like an extra like 83 attack. It's something stupid. That's already a 4th of your run done if you get a Kohaku Nightmare. Hopefully we'll get one. And there is a what is it, a roadblock in the game that you have to get to. I believe it's how many V cubes or VTubers you have to have to get to Not Found.
I forget if it's just cubes you have or unique VTubers.
I think it's unique VTubers. I think it's like 30, because I've once had like 60 cubes and I didn't get it, but you need like at least 30. 30 or 40 you need. But again, Gaminion is literally right there. It's like, you're like, grind cubes here. You have not grinded cubes. Again, the old strat used to be here in Neptunia in the maintenance area, where you had to go around and go to the maintenance area, go in, reset, get the cubes by the 2 V hunters, and then reset and do it all over again. That costs an extra loading screen, which was like extra like 10 to 15 seconds. So, gosh, the Gaminion stuff. Just my goodness. I pulled my hair out the first few runs that I was doing this. I was also for the emote spheres to buy the overwhelming energies, so if you don't find the strat for the overwhelming energies, which is pretty simple to do, they basically give you the entire set. It's sort of like how, I feel like they left it in by debug.
Accidental debug? That'd be hilarious
yeah,
if so.
Because it's like the overwhelming energies are literally coupled with the reset. You're able to just keep doing it over and over and over again to get to level 100. Like, I can get to level 100 on that area alone without having to leave that area.
I just think they weren't considering the consequences there.
I think with VTubers, not VTubers, but the CPUs having basically unlimited ammo, you don't have to change anything. All you have to do is just sit and do nothing as you basically just reset. And so you see the numbers right here for me. I'm at like 100 damage, and I'm using the special to deal a ton more damage. That's why I said Neptune's base kit is absolutely cracked. You don't have to change anything. Her triangle move or her top move, you see the one that says 5. Basically, you use that when the enemy is Tokimeki, and you're dealing with 300 damage per pellet. Per like use of the move, it's 300 per pellet, since each pellet has an individual damage number. Am I gonna get through Burger first?
No,
I think I got through Burger first.
Did you actually?
I don't know. The stream's back. I don't know if I got through first.
Well, I just finished.
I just finished too.
Oh my god.
I think we're on pace together.
We're on pace, and you spent 5 minutes resetting.
Aced NeoTube, let's go. Anywho, I'm pretty sure the levels will level out once we get to our next area, which we're going to is Novella. So Novella is based on, actually I don't know. Is it based on...
For all I know, it's based on like fan fiction sites.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's what it is. Okay, so it's based on like fan fictions and all this other stuff, since the main boss, like there's bosses in this game that have like specific things. So like Waruduga wants to take over all of NeoTube to just air his videos everywhere. I believe the... what the heck is it? Kukunia, the burger, wants to be the only like gourmet person that everybody goes to. This dude, Novelizer Naro, who I'm going to in Novella, his main gimmick is he wants to take the fanfics by storm. Like, he wants to create basically everything for every fanfic. And I think it references like Sword Art at a time for some reason. I don't know why, but that apparently was like the most popular that they wanted to do.
I think the whoever designed Novelizer was on a Yu-Gi-Oh kick, because they look like 1-to-1 to that one unicycle monster.
Is it really? No way.
Almost. Like, if you look up, I think it was like Unicycler or something.
Yeah, Unicycler, yeah, like Uniroid or whatever. It's like the Roid archetype. But yeah, that's very... I never noticed that. Again, all I thought it was just like just some wheel thing that they wanted to do. No, it's not related to 5Ds, because 5Ds is 2 wheels on motorcycles.
Yep. Not card games on unicycle set. Oh, controller died again.
Oh, come on. You're just getting the wrong end of the stick today, aren't you?
Oh, you're telling me. There we go.
I hope mine doesn't die. I haven't gotten the message yet. But the difference between PC and PS5 isn't that much, really. It's more of the crash consistency. That's the only reason why this race is happening. I'm just seeing if I can outweigh the crashes or, well, you know, the consistencies of the PC version. As you see, that's why Silent is constantly saving at any point possible, just to reload whenever he can. Because we do not want to go through what happened at the end of the last run, or end of the last year's run.
Yep. Especially with the soft lock added in.
Oh yeah, the soft lock. So basically, there was a soft lock back in the end of the run where the boss actually ended up pushing Silent out of the arena, and Silent couldn't get back in.
It was
He could not get back in the arena.
because I was stuck in hit stun, but I never hit the ground.
So basically, he was falling forever.
It was funny.
And as you saw, Yep, go
but
ahead.
it was funny as heck, but man, I got so worried that I'd have so many more crashes afterwards.
It was stressful. But as you see right here, I've basically gone and skipped the mandatory area in Novella. So there's supposed to be a mandatory area, but thanks to Silent's ingenuity, which Silent basically broke Novella in half, you can skip the mandatory fights. There's no mandatory fights in Novella at all. I think there's one. Like it's before the switch, but there's no other mandatory fights in Novella at all.
Yeah, there's a few switches you gotta hit that have mandatory fights, but other than that,
Like Silent broke this stage entirely. You break the mandatory fights by going around the circle, and then you also go to what was it? The switch later on. You won't probably see it for another 20 minutes as we're going to be grinding. But you skip all of the areas and you just go to the final switch.
yeah, there's an area with a switch you gotta hit, but you haven't, and you gotta go through like this big winding corridor with a bunch of enemies to fight, but you have enough range on your guns to where you can just hit the switch from far away.
It was like one of the funniest strats. I ended up seeing it because that's when I started getting into like virtual star speedrunning. So I joined the Discord. I saw the video and I'm like, there's no way this is possible. I went on the game literally the same day and I'm like, what the heck? This is actually possible. I was losing my mind and I'm like, it revolutionized Novella. Like Novella is the most optimized place in the entire game. By far. But as you see right here, I ended up getting the overflowing energies and the reloads. So I got a reload or a revive, and the boss is back. And now I'm already level 60. So we're gonna be here for a while until we get to what's the number, like 75, 300? You want to go for safety and probably like 300, or just go to 75 and win that?
You're the one running.
We're both running at the same time. Yeah, true, but I don't know. Like, for me, I think I'm probably going to end up going for, like, 75, because, again, Gaminion, as Silent said, basically will alleviate some of the pressures that... I'm ahead right now, don't get me wrong, I'm ahead. But Silent can definitely catch up due to good Gaminion team. 100%. Yeah, I don't know what to fill the dead air with. I have no idea. When I got to this point, I was like, oh, you know, probably talk about something, but I did see the end of the V2R run. And
That happened. The V2
VR
run.
crash. There was VR crash, and you know the run went a little bit longer than expected, but hey,
a little bit.
You know, it happened.
That one was weird because, like, on the overlay the estimate was what it was, and then on the schedule the estimate's like over an hour longer, so I didn't know what was going on there.
Yeah, the estimate said it was like 3:45, and then the run itself was 2:45 on the stream. But it's okay, you know. Mess ups happen. Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's all working out.
Typing happen. It's all working out. Again, I was keeping up because I was, you know, working on the Thursday or the Friday. I was like peeking in. It's like we're under. We're under, like, you know, we're ahead, far ahead. It's like, okay, cool. And then V2R comes up and it's like, well, we're still ahead. A little bit. A tiny bit. So I was like frantically trying to set up and get the capture card set up so I can get it done. Like, finally. Oh, it's here this time. Again, this is my first marathon run. Hello, name is mughen9. I'm only using this Twitch channel once. The YouTube I am currently using is mughen9, not mughen9 3, Soyokaze93 with 3 exclamation points for SC Gundam Battle Alliance. So, want to check it out, go ahead. And then, of course, SilentEagle3 on Twitch if you want to check them out as well. They do Neptunia V2 runs, I believe, not Neptunia V2 runs, Neptunia runs. I believe it was Shin Megami Tensei at one point.
It's just variety stuff. Like I'll do various speed runs of. I've been doing Armored Core, Fallout 4, Shadow the Hedgehog lately. For Neptunia stuff, it's this 4GO, occasionally Hyper Devotion and Mega Tag Mention, and then other than that, it's pretty much just variety.
Yeah, for me, like I said, my main content is SC Gundam Battle Alliance. But for me, Virtual Stars is a game I will come back to over and over and over and over again without fail, because I love monotonous grinding. That's just me. I love monotonous grinding.
You and I are total opposites then.
Then why did you come up and speedrun it then? What was your mentality?
Chief, that was before the grinding strat happened.
Oh, come on now. You know how bad it was back in the day when I had to go through all of Neptunia, resetting and going through to have to go through the maintenance area. That was bad.
That didn't feel nearly as monotonous, honestly.
And then there was a strat where you got to hear Neptune for 20 minutes as he basically said we don't need this fuse anymore.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But at that point, I was already too deep in.
So there's a V-Cube shop in the game that you're able to get to, and once you purchase it, you're able to get cubes. Now, these cubes cost 50,000 emote spheres a piece for just their base rarity, like their +1. Now, for Ilheart, for some reason, the developers didn't think this through, and you can purchase Ilheart for 2,000 emotes. You can sell Ilheart for 3,000 emote cubes, and every other cube sells for 3,000 emotes. So if you buy en masse Ilheart cubes to then go for extra emote spheres, you'll be gaining 1,000 each cube you get.
That is actually the strat they ended up using in the VTuber DLC run last year.
It's a thing. No way.
I mean, that was a thing they did. I don't know if there's a leaderboard for it.
You can buy... No, I know. Who did it? Zfresh.
Yeah, it was Zfresh.
Yeah. I didn't know that was used in the run.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no idea. I didn't know you could buy overpoint using that. I thought it was like locked to whatever level you had. Really nice.
I'm not sure the specifics on it myself, but I know it was a thing they did.
My goodness. Oh.
Stonks.
My goodness. Again, like, I haven't brought too much to the speedrun at all in terms of strats. I've just basically done the execution stuff and, you know, the whole infinite goddess dash and stuff. But Silent's broken the game open with the, you know, the cube strat, the Gaminion. You got Novella basically cracked open. So, like, I attribute most of the discoveries to said person because without it, we'd still be stuck in doing Cocunia strats.
Skipping those fights in Novelia was like the only thing I can genuinely take credit for, because the other things was just me looking at achievement guides and seeing like, huh, I didn't know that was a thing. I checked it out and it was a thing. Like there was a, I said it was like a Japanese achievement guide or something, but like there was a guide on how to get the Steam achievements, and one for getting level 99 was like, oh, there's this enemy in Novelia, the mid-boss, that drops both the rare candy and the revive item every time you beat it. So it was like, I checked it out, and there was that. And I think with there was an achievement for getting maximum emote spheres or something. And I think that was where I found the buying-selling strat.
Unbelievable. Japanese leaderboards are scary. Like, I'm telling you. Like, no one else posted a time on the leaderboards for the...
They weren't even speedrunners, too. They were just how to get the achievements in the game.
Again, like myself, I the whole strat was basically just jumping around and doing the, what is it, the Infinite Goddess Dash? No, that was just through normal gameplay. It doesn't tell you in the game. Again, there's accessories in this game, which we don't use all. The accessories, there's one accessory that has Goddess Boost Plus. You don't need that anymore. That's just not possible. You don't need it. So, it's sort of like, again, I love this game, don't get me wrong, but there is like areas where it's like, if these were intended possibly for like either debug or just like Easter egg finding, instead of like, you know, thinking about the balance of the game. Because again, us here standing here for like 20 minutes doing the same boss over and over again, I don't think this was intended at all.
I doubt it.
Because other bosses drop other things, but this one just like has everything at the same time that you need.
Oh, and yeah, in case it wasn't enough icing on the cake, they also drop a full revive item. Not like an enemy revive item, player revive item.
So yeah, if you ever get into a pinch, like for example, if you had like less health, like I'm never gonna have that chance, so 12 health. But if you have health low and you like get shot in the shred, basically the full revive will revive your entire crew. So like for example, if Neptune died on my screen and I switched to the VTubers, all I have to do is like press start, switch, go to the full revive, and I'm back in action with Neptune within like 5 seconds.
At full health too.
At full health. So it's kind of crazy that this is the be-all, end-all for like bosses in the game that you grind. As you're seeing right now,
the only thing that it's missing is the item that makes you invincible for a short time and infinite MP.
Oh, recharging muscle recharge or muscle reload.
Muscle release.
Muscle release. So there's a strat that we're going to be using on Narrow later on, which is called muscle release, and basically it allows you to become completely vulnerable and have infinite MP. So if you have infinite MP, basically you don't have to worry about blowing all of your MP once. So basically you can just do what I'm doing right now and do that infinitely to Naro, and he dies within like 5 seconds. You also use that, I believe, on the next boss in Neptunia, and then the final. I used to use it in the final boss when doing what do you call it? The emotion time or something when you press
when?
Like in the boss fight, you get
resonance mode.
Resonance mode. So basically, I used to do in the strat, the final boss is going to resonance mode. And with resonance mode, I was able to go muscle release up to the boss, since it basically turns the final boss arena into what? Don't need voltage. Basically, to the final boss area. It turns it into like this area, because the final boss area is very different, where the middle section doesn't exist. And you're able to just wail on the boss with a ton of damage. And the final boss has a intriguing mechanic. We'll explain it later on, but it has to do with the pink ring that you see in the middle of the screen, and that is the Tokimeki gauge. Now, the Tokimeki gauge is for paralyzing an opponent when you damage them enough, and it has a separate stat for the VTubers and the CPUs, but that's also a main reason why we use Neptune, for example, because Neptune has the highest base Tokimeki out of all the characters. Like, out of all the characters, Neptune has the highest Tokimeki out of any character in the entire game. So, when Neptune says she's the protagonist in this game, she is the protagonist in this game. She is by far one of the most broken characters in the entire game. Just the base kit alone. Like, I don't even use the, see there's a, on the right, like an extra move I can use. I'm never going to use that. I'm always just going to use the top move 100% of the time.
It gets even better because the more you use these skills in this game, the more powerful they get. So it's kind of becomes self-fulfilling prophecy, where you just use the same move over and over again. Because the other move in that bar is it's like a melee kick. You know, when you have a gun, and
range is pitiful. it does damage, but it's only one shot.
Yep.
On bigger enemies like this, yeah, I'm already dealing like 400 damage per shot. So, yeah, it's definitely good. But you're seeing the numbers going up. Again, I'm level 44. I want to see my attack number real quick. 210. So we're still grinding a little bit. Did I use survive? No. So yeah, the goal is to get at least like 250, 265 before we leave this area. Because after this, it's just going to be a straight sprint. We're not going to be grinding for cubes for a while. We're not going to be doing anything else. It's just going through the story as intended. No skips, no nothing. After is it novella? It's basically just straight game run.
Pretty much.
Based on it after that point. But there is 3 boss variants, as you've seen throughout the game. There's one that's a sword, one that is a shield, which I wish could be deleted from the game entirely, but we're not that lucky. And the bird that you see right here, that does diving attacks and, you know, spread his wings. But there is one strat that you can do, like if it starts spinning in place and starts expelling a field, you can actually just get in the center, as you see right here. I can just get into the center of the field and not be damaged. Its hitbox doesn't extend that far down. So you're just able to damage it and just sit there.
That is a Cerna level blind spot.
Yeah, like, I don't understand how it's possible, but it was just, it's a blind spot for no reason, and you can do it on every single boss. Like, you can do it on the shield boss, you can do it on this sword boss, you can do it on this. No matter what, they always have that blind spot. I'm already dealing like almost 500 damage.
Christ.
465 at level 48. What I'm at for 2. Nope, don't want to switch them. We're looking at. Oh, come on. Change control. We're sitting at 220 then. We're gonna go a little bit farther. Like 250. The reason why I want to go 250 is because the Twinia boss, if you're under 200, you'll be dealing like 1 damage. Like, the damage scaling in this game is kind of weird. Each area, they want you to try and grind a little bit, but we do all the grinding here, so we don't have to do it with you. Like I said, the final boss sort of requires at least 375 to 400 to optimally hit with Neptune, or you'll be dealing 1 damage. Which, I think it's fine. Again, other Neptunia games do this where they do have like damage scaling and stuff, but when you see the numbers fly up on the screen, it's sort of disheartening when you just do 1 damage every time, and then you have to like begrudgingly switch to either Noir, which don't hate Noir, nothing wrong with it, or begrudgingly switch to Blanc, and then have to charge every shot.
The Soon of Shame.
Yep, that's literally the shame of it. Like, I've had that where, again, I got like on a world record run and I had literally everything set. I forgot to check the damage numbers. I was at 370 or 360, and I look and I'm like, well, time to switch to Blanc, and sat there for 10 minutes wailing at the ball. That's awful. But like I said, in terms of the characters, Noir is okay. Like, her shots are okay. Vert, again, is indispensable against the shield bosses since she can paralyze. But pales in comparison to damage to Neptune. And Blanc, you never want to use because while her skills do a lot of damage, her shots or base attack does absolutely nothing.
Where Noir
it does damage.
You finished?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, where Noir excels is actually against groups of enemies because her shots actually, her base shots actually pierce.
Yeah, you're able to deal extra damage that way, but in terms, again, Neptune is just like the most broken. Her shots do the most, not most damage, but her shots do, like, rapid fire.
She has the most DPS.
She has the most DPS, but the problem is that when you dash, when you're like dashing and doing this, her shot DPS actually goes down. That's why you sort of just want to stand still and blow into the enemy. Where if you're moving around, her DPS actually goes down for some reason. Not her damage, but her like, shots per minute.
Yeah, so for some reason she fires slower when normally she always fires in like kind of 3-round bursts. Although I swear at one point she was going full auto and I don't know what caused it.
Yeah, me neither. And I had a moment when I was practicing where at the beginning of the game I was in the war, and for some reason when I clicked out of the menus, like the character model just froze in place while also dashing.
What? That's weird.
I was like, yeah, it was really weird. It happened like for a split second because then I went back into the menu, went back out, and it fixed itself.
Huh.
I was like, that's kind of cool. 251. Yeah, okay. So we're good. So I am gonna. Oh, not good. I clicked revive. Okay, so we'll just take another 30-second boss battle then. But yeah, that's the reason why this is broken as well. Is you can start defeating the boss. Like back then, it used to take like almost a minute and a half to defeat the boss. Just defeat the boss. I'll revive this time. All right, so let's move on. I believe I should be at 250. Hopefully cubes, base cubes in Gaminion will help me out, similarly to how I had with Tier 2.
Hmm?
No. Hopefully, like I said, Gaminion will hopefully help me out with cubes and push me more ahead.
See, on the one hand, I want to encourage you too, but on the other hand, I'm currently competing against you.
I don't know. I'll get you luck. Don't worry. I'll just get a whole bunch of peanuts and just not get any attack cubes for like the first 10 runs.
Well, as soon as you said that, my controller died again, so we're doing good.
Oh no! Okay, so right here is the shot. Basically, you shoot it, jump, shoot, jump, shoot. Come on. Oh boy. Come on now. Hit it.
I will quickly mention, when I say my controller dies, it's not like a battery thing. It's for some reason, the connection, because it's wired, the connection will just drop and I have to unplug and replug it to fix it.
I have a wired, well, not wired, wireless PS5 controller to charge. Thank goodness for me that I have that. But we are now going into Naro, and I am going to show you how to destroy a boss in less than 10 seconds. A main boss. Not a mid-boss, but a main boss. Ooh, you're almost there too, Silent. You're at like level 60.
Eh?
You're at like level 60, right?
I'm at level, after this one, 30.
30? Wow. Alright, hold on. Oh
yep.
Boy. Come on. What's going on here? Hold on.
I know someone in chat during my 4GO when was fishing for That's Never Happened Before. Here's one for you. I've never had cube luck this bad.
And I've never had my capture card disconnect. But we're both on the same front, aren't we?
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, my capture card disconnected. Fantastic.
There had to be some tech issue.
I'm paused, don't worry. Snap. I've had it connected for 3 hours and it never messed up.
This is my chance.
For the head. Oh, please. I got it.
Nice.
I think I got it. Hold on. Deactivate. Yes! Alright, cool. It's just, unfortunately, on my display. Please? Hopefully it's showing up on stream at least.
I can't check right now.
Hopefully it's showing up on stream, please. What is going on? Alright, so it should be able to play like this. So I'm just going to play from my display. Fantastic. So there will be some delay, but that's okay. Alright, so we'll go muscle release.
Adapt, improvise, overcome.
That's all I'm gonna do. So basically what I'm doing right now, as you see, I'm muscle and releasing. Muscle and release. Boys, muscle.
Okay, apparently it is showing up.
Okay. Alright, so I believe you're still grinding. Fantastic. I didn't lose any time. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still grinding.
Oh my god. Well, I knew I was gonna have some type of issue. I didn't expect it to just be the capture card guy. That was the least of my worries. But again, marathon luck, and the whole VR crash, I sort of just jinxed it with myself.
There had to be something cursed today.
Alright, so we're gonna head to Twitter. It's a hostile place, as it always has been. But this time it has the enemies that you know love, as Silent has explained before, where it they make that sound.
You'll
be hearing them a lot.
Yep. You get to suffer when I eventually get there.
I do get to suffer.
I'm talking to the rest of the stream.
Oh, rest of the stream. Yeah, that's right. So, the reason why that Silent has audio and I do not is I have a little quirk about how I run the game. I choose to play without music. Very weird, I know, but for some reason it just helps me focus. But also the fact that when I used to stream on YouTube, there used to be this little thing where I didn't want to quote get copyrighted, so that's why I ended up using the music. But then I was told by D-Fresh literally like a week later that, oh yeah, no, you won't get copyrighted. But I'm like, I've already been speedrunning without the music. It'll ruin my flow if I put on the music.
We should have done. We should have made an incentive, make you speedrun with music.
Oh my god, you know what the incentive should have been?
What?
The incentive should have been, what is it, costumes.
Don't you have to unlock VMake for that?
Do you? Okay.
I'm pretty sure, because, like, you can only do it through VMake, and if you don't have an accessory, you don't get VMake.
Oh. Well, we can circumvent that by getting a what is it, the SS ball.
Fair. I know it's easy to circumvent, but I just think it's a silly little quirk.
So basically, there are unlockable costumes in this game. They don't affect the gameplay at all, but the unlockable costumes are maid outfits for each of the, I believe, 8 characters.
It's less a maid outfit and more a maid bikini, which is quite strange, but it is what it is.
And then there's also, again, the V2 run just happened, or V2R. The CPUs get a special Neptunia V2R, the next form as costume.
They get next form outfits. Neps looks surprisingly good in hers.
Dude, I love it. Like, it's insanely cool. Like, that they put it into the game. Again, V2R wasn't the game. Was it the game before this, or was it before Goddesses Online?
Didn't Super Nep come out before this?
Super Neptunia RPG came out. Yeah, Super Neptunia RPG came out before this, and if you don't know, 2021 was a stacked year for Neptunia games. This was the first, which came out in June. Then there was, or not June, this came out in March. June was Neptunia Reverse, which was shown on stream before. And then there was Neptunia RPG, not Neptunia RPG. There was, I think it was earlier on today as well, which was the Neptunia Severin Kagura game. There we go. That came out in October of 2020. So, Neptunia had 3 games in 2021. But how many games in 2022? Just a single one. Just Sister of Sister, which is going to be at the end of the marathon. And I'm probably going to end up spying it out because I personally haven't watched anything of it. Glad it's getting a global release though. I was sort of scared for a moment.
I dubbed one at that.
It's dubbed? No way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dubbed.
Oh my, the Neptunia sub-curse has been broken. So, the fact of the matter is, Silent was actually talking to it before we started getting live. Apparently there was an incentive for this game for English or Japanese.
No, that's just over the whole marathon generally.
Oh, over the whole marathon, okay. So, English or Japanese. So, this game does not have a dub. Does Neptunia Chapter have one?
No, it doesn't either. To be fair, both of these games have good reasons not to be dubbed, but, you know,
Yeah.
it still doesn't change the fact that they're not.
And the reason one is because this game has VTubers from Japan. So, while the game was coming out, the whole not Neptunia, the whole situation with Hololive EN was just starting. Gura started streaming, or started back then, with all of the English VTubers and such around the time its development came out. So the reason why this game doesn't have a dub is because most of these VTubers are English VTubers.
Japanese.
That's the main reason. They're all Japanese Holo EN or club members or whichever type of VTubers they were. Don't have Gura, so don't worry. You won't have Gura.
I don't even think EN was like around at this time, because when this game came out, 3rd gen was new. Hololive 3rd gen. That was a Marine, I think, Noel, stuff like that. So I don't think even EN was in the books.
Is it Thea? Because I know Thea had a 3rd version, right?
Wait, what?
Inside Tron Mach 1, Mach 2.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about. That if I'm getting into this discussion, it's more so a discussion on how Hololive works, but basically they have all their talents released in sort of like waves, and each of those waves is a generation. So it was like the 3rd wave of Hololive VTubers that debuted.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so that's also the main reason why, is because of the fact that EN just wasn't around, but now not all days, but now all the time you see English VTubers running around, and I understand why they didn't put them extra in the game as DLC, because the DLC itself it was just cubes. Like, you know how the RNG in this game is. Again, I was farming for cubes. Silent's been farming for cubes. That's an inherent part of the game. I tried doing the game cubeless, and let's just say it is a painful, arduous.
Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
I tried to do it, and it took me an hour and 20 minutes just to get to Novella. An hour and 20 minutes just to get to Novella. It was awful. I had to use Blanc. Burger was awful. No. Just don't do it. I almost missed the switch.
As a fun little aside, to tell you just how volatile the VTubing sphere is, half of the VTubers that are featured in this game, they retired when they came out. Not when it came out, they were already retired when it came out.
Goodness me, I did not know that. I know, like, some are still around, like Fubuki, Noel.
Yeah, obviously, pretty much all of the Hololive VTubers in it are here, and some of the others, but there's a lot that just don't.
Show Marine, like Aqua. Basically, some of the bigger ones are still around, but like, the Game Club, I don't think it's still around. Inside, I'm not even sure. I know Noel's still streaming here and there, so they're still around. For me personally, it's kind of odd. I'm a runner of this game, and I didn't really get to watching VTubers until after I played this game. Like, to be 100% honest.
Was it because of this game?
Sort of because of this game, but also because of watching streamers. It was like some moments on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Like, for some reason, this game has a lot of VTubers, right? But for some reason, Master Duel has even more VTubers in it. Like, for some reason, there is like a plethora of VTubers playing that game. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, when I saw that, I'm like,
playing games.
They do be playing games. Muscle release. Do I use that? No. I'm gonna save that for final boss. I was gonna use it now, but I'm already doing enough damage, so I don't have to. But here we are with Tripper. Tripper is one of the weirder bosses, since most bosses tend to use a like beam attack or like shot attack. He just likes to charge his head in most of the time, so it's very unique. You can take a lot of damage, but seeing as we have again the full revive and such, he's not too much of a worry. We go 57. So, fun fact: this actually used to be the level I used to end on at the end of the runs back in the day. Was level 57. To get back to the story, if you haven't seen, we've been going through different parts of, Planet Emote, and the fact is that we were betrayed by the main antagonist Kato, who took Faria hostage. And now our goal is to go and rescue Faria so that she can protect the planet's core.
Another stingy cube? Are you kidding me?
Oh, you actually went for those cubes.
I'm going for these other cube enemies because I need something here.
Okay, so he went for the cube. So usually, again, when we're a little bit down on cubes, I tend to go for the one near the second switch in Neptunia, and that usually gets me a Marlia, I think it is, and that increases damage. But apparently Silent is wallowing in pain. Please give him support. I want him to catch up. I really do. Really do. But yeah, we're in Gaminion. Look at the PSP. Fun. But basically, this is one of the home bases of Kato. And over here, where I'm going, is what you're going to be seeing in about, I don't know, about 10 minutes or so. Where we're just going to be jumping over that over and over again until we get the amount of cubes or when the game allows us to go to that. This is the third last area in the game, basically. You get to see a lot of VTubers' faces, so that's cool. That's anything. Again, I don't have anything to talk about during that dead time, but hey, we'll get there when we get there. But again, like I said, the YouTube was based, allowed me to move on ahead, and luckily it looks like Silent is getting there as well. Oh, still in the middle of Neptunia. The shield enemy. Again, I pray for no less than five shields.
Oh, finally. Something that isn't a shield.
Thanks. It's sort of odd that again, the RNG in this game is like everything is based around RNG. Except for movement, damage is based on RNG, you can get crits, there's cubes that basically do RNG that you can get. It's a lot of RNG. Like, if you do get into running this game, it's on sale, by the way, on Steam for $10. But if you want to get to running into this game, just be prepared for an RNG fest. But the movement's kind of fun. Like, you have to... It's not like, auto. You do have to, like, click the stick and press O or press whichever button you do for the dash to get the dash done. It's pretty easy to get done with the movement, but again, it's just more getting the right RNG. If you persevere with the right RNG, you can basically cut out like at least 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, the route itself isn't that hard if you're looking to get into it, but man, you will be resetting a lot.
Ow! You will pull your hair out. I'm just getting this cube for safety. See what I get. Please let it be a shifting. Nope, it's a Q ball. That's defensive, that's fine. As you see right here, the VTubers are absolutely unparalleled in terms of platforming. Like, this is a stage they shine. So if you want to see the VTubers shine, this is what you'd be seeing in Gaminion. Because there's a lot of platforms and the CPUs only have a single jump before they're forced to come back down. While the VTubers, what they can do is dash in the air as much as possible as long as you're in the air. So I think
what it is like the VTubers can dash twice in midair. Everyone can double jump, but only the VTubers can do the midair dash. The goddesses just have like the skate, the boost mode, if you will.
I'm taking the safe route. As soon as you said twice dashing, I fell twice. It like ingrained in my brain. I'm like, oh, 2 dashes, fun!
How are we looking on the estimate? Are you running a timer? I wasn't.
What are we looking at right now? Estimate is 210. We're at 107. It says. Max. That's what it says right here on stream. It says 107.
I mean, we're probably gonna hit under that even with mine going like hot dog water, but
Oh yeah, the amount that even if his is going pretty bad, we've sort of aligned it down to where it's probably gonna get to like 2 hours, like at least 2. I only put 210 just in case it went really, really, really badly, and thank God I did. Just for a little bit, thank God I did, because it's kinda RNG, like we've said before. It is very RNG based.
And I was accounting for crashes, but they seem to have fixed that.
There was a recent update. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. But all they seemed to do was do the fixes. I didn't get an update on PS5. There wasn't any, but I mean, oh, that PC got one. Also, am I going the wrong way? Yeah, I'm going the wrong way.
Oh.
There is Giminion's probably the least linear, I guess, where they sort of experimented on giving you more platforming sections instead of just straight hallways to run through, like all the other areas in the game. So that's why you get to see me basically run around with the VTubers and try and perilously jump over endless pits to make sure that I don't die. It is very possible that I could just drop down, die, but you don't lose health, surprisingly, when you fall. You just get reset. There's no lives in this game. Basically, when you game over, you game over. And then you go back to either the last save point, or if you have no save points, good luck. Because there is no autosave in this game. A game that came out in 2021, no autosave. You do have to save on your own, or you will not be able to continue. It's kind of odd. I know other Neptunia games have autosave, but this one just didn't. Either by time constraints or just not, because again, this was developed during you-know-what, so.
Did any other Neptunia games before this have autosave? I forget.
I think they... Wait, don't they?
I don't think they do. I know you... I think they generally have save anywhere, but I don't know about, like, actually autosaving.
No way. Okay, so it's just a concept of the franchise. I was blind to for the past 10 years. Fantastic.
Just Neptunia things.
Just Neptunia things. And that's why this marathon's happening.
Oh, that
again,
wacky compa.
That wacky compa. Again, none of the other characters in this game, unfortunately, like you see Neptune, Noir, Vlog, Bert, me, you, and then the other 2 VTubers and some of the other people. But this is a side game as much as side games can say, because even in 4 Goddesses, you got to see Compa, IF, Uzune, everybody else. In this game, no mention of them whatsoever. They are not present.
Even Senran Kagura had like compa if IF and Hisawar.
Yeah, in the side characters. In this game, there is no such thing. Unfortunately. It's sad, really, because, I mean, it could have been cool with how they did it, but again, I understand probably the red tape that was around the VTubers and such to get them licensed and blah, 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 because the licensed games took over in terms of Neptunia. I'm glad that Sister basically broke that curse. The Senran Kagura was a licensed game with them, and then, of course, the Virtual Stars with the VTubers.
I can just never get over I can just never get over the fact that this is the game where they give the goddesses a gun and there's no uni.
Well, the thing about this is technically the enemies we're defeating we're not killing. So technically, if you want to run a pacifist run, it's 100% possible because all we're doing is filling them with emotion.
Yeah.
Making them happy.
Side note, our guns are actually cameras.
Yep, the whole thing is being live streamed. So as we're live streaming this, it's being live streamed in game. Sure. We'll take that.
From our guns.
So, from our guns. Yes, guns that don't kill. Yeah, pacifist. The reason why is because, again, Neptune and Noir Blanc were just thrust into this run, and they're like, you know what? Since we're here, we might as well do it. Oh, and again, in Dominion, there is a double boss. So, and you don't heal in between. This is the only time it happens in the entire game. I wish they did it multiple. Actually, no, this is the only time it happens in the game. It happens in the final. Oh my gosh, why is that being so long? It happens later on, the final boss, but only use it twice. Just here in Gaminion, and then they use it in the final boss area. Which again, there's like concepts everywhere in this game. Like they do one thing, then it goes to another, and then goes to another. It's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong. Like in terms of gameplay, like in terms of gameplay, but you sort of see like wanted to make it harder, but then there's like a 2 boss rush here. I think it's a 3 boss rush in Awandle. So there's like 5 bosses in Awandle. Like they just stack the bosses on towards the end of the game. Not difficult, don't get me wrong, but they just stack them like over and over again. Spice up variety. Is Amelia dealing 100? Oh no, 200, okay. It's like, I'm not dealing enough damage. It's taking too long. Yeah, we're technically facing the, the person we're trying to save. The CPUs just think, okay, the only way we can save them is to basically almost kill them. And then they come out.
To be fair, though, when haven't the goddesses solved all their problems with violence?
That is honestly true. But here we are. For my portion, I am going to be going to cube grinding. Because why not? So, Plaza will talk to the well will say, you gotta gather cubes! So let's go gather cubes. Information. Talk. So hello to Gaminion cube grinding. Again, it was a strat basically given by Silent, which we were able to basically cube grind to our heart's content. And break the conception that you have to go into different areas to go grind cubes, because all you have to do is do it. That's it. That one's good. Ah, I keep going. They just defeat this enemy, they go down pretty easily, so your attack's heightened. Once you get the cube, start, square, bam. That easy. It takes literally like 5 seconds to reset back in.
Yeah, after you've beaten basically the boss of a map, you can go back and do all the grinding you want, and you can do that in the map screen. You can't do that before you've beaten the main boss of the area.
Once you do, then you start breaking the game entirely by getting cubes that you shouldn't. Like, you should be getting cubes at a rate, but they expect you to go through the maintenance areas to go get cubes and, go to the other areas, complete those, then come back, and then through progression, you'd be able to get cubes. No, not found. And be like, oh my goodness, I have a cube. Because the game doesn't tell you when you get to enough cubes. There's no counter in the game to tell you. It's basically an invisible counter. Once I get a cube, the game will shift to a cutscene. That's when you know I can go to not found. It's sort of like V2R, where they removed the add true and normal endings and just streamlined it to a single one-shot ending where you go up against Orange Heart. The game's unchanged besides that. It's just they removed the ending and changed a lot of stuff, which, let's just say, in my opinion, I'm glad they did. So I'm sort of glad they did, but then also on the offhand, no. Because if you don't know, in the original V2, the XP rate is completely busted. So when you're supposed to be getting a certain amount of EXP, the code in the game actually got screwed up in terms of the combo multiplier and doesn't give you the correct EXP. So it only gives you 1% instead of an extra 10% every time you get the bonus. So that's why when it comes to V2, like I used to speedrun V2 a long time ago, didn't want to get to 999, so yeah, I basically tried New Game at like level 300 or something a long time ago. That was actually my first speedrun, was V2.
Nice.
That was my actual first speedrun into the foray of Neptunia run, and then once I got to Virtual Stars, I'm like, this is gonna be a game that I'm gonna try, so I tried played it. Got my first run out literally 7 days after the game came out. At about a belittling almost 3 hour and 11-minute run. So that was fun. But we've stream died it so far down that it's like only about 2 hours. So it's not a long game. I know there's games that are shorter. I ended up seeing one of the runs of Sega Hard Girls, and with an exploit, you can basically break that game in like 7 minutes.
I was interested in Sega Hard Girls runs, but then once I actually watched the run of the game, it was like 90% cutscene. It's like, maybe not.
It's not bad. I'm glad games can be broken like that in terms of Neptunia, because again, the average is about an hour, like throughout the runs I've seen, about an hour to an hour and a half. Funnily enough, this is actually the longest game in terms of the 2021 Neptunia games, if you really think about it. Again, the run's 2 hours. The base is like 2 hours. The world record's actually, if I remember my
something
number,
like 145 or something?
145.20. So that's the record we're at. Whereas the 2021 Neptunia games, Reverse is like, the new game range is like 50 minutes, and same thing for Senran Kagura, regular game is like 55 minutes. It was by a Japanese runner, but it's like 55 minutes. So this game is a bit on the longer side, and there's a lot more tedium when it comes to it in terms of grinding, because there's like 3 separate grinding areas if you count Neotube, unless you get a really good queue. There's that area, there's, again, Novella, and then where I am right now, you get queues. But at least you get to see the little pictures on the side of all the VTubers that we may or may not need. Or need.
Oops.
Some falling a lot. Fun. I don't want to fall too much so he catches up. Come on, man.
The amount you have to fall for me to be able to catch up would have to be astronomical.
Astronomical. Kohaku Nightmare! Let's go! Hopefully it's enough attack. Let's see. So, again, goal is 375. I'm going to check where I'm at right now. Let's go to attack. Chaco is still the strongest. Nope. Not that Benny. At 287. Oh. Not even close.
Oof.
Not even close. So, he does have time to catch up at this point now. If he gets like a shifty through this, then I'm basically boned. Kinda bad. But I'm gonna check after I get to cutscene. So once I get to the cutscene, I'll see how much attack I have, and if I have to go a little bit more, I'll go a little bit more. If not, so that we're not here for too long, I'll shift to Noir if need be. Because again, her damage is a little bit higher. She'll hit that 400 threshold easily. 375 threshold easily without having to rely on like 2 extra. It's proportionate to what is it? The fire rate actually balanced the attack value. So Blanc has the highest, Birth has it's like 3rd highest because of her paralyzing. The Noir is actually the 2nd highest the highest because of her, 2nd highest because of her shot, and Neptune actually has the lead. How funny in a shocking turn of events that Neptune is the most broken at it. So if you're voting for CPUs, for Neptune. Just for my heart, please vote for Neptune.
Oh, so it's just for you, huh?
Hey! I know you're a Noir.
No, I'm not even a Noir fan. I just like Uni.
Oh my goodness, no way. You don't even like the head sister? Come on now. You can't do that to her.
I can easily do that to her.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Granted, it's hard to choose a best head.
Truly.
Mainly because I just like the candidates overall better.
Yeah, me in total. I like, for me, if it comes to it, the only reason, like, my favorite is Nepgear. Why? Nepgear.
That is a pretty good reason. That is a really good. That's a pretty good reason.
That is the sole reason is Nepgear. Again, I've talked about Gundam and talked about how Battle Alliance is my game of choice right now, but yeah, the Net Gear, once I saw it in Mach 2, I was like, I fell instantly in love. And also the fact that when it came to Mach 2, which was my first Neptunia game, by the way, I didn't start with the original vanilla, which I'm sort of glad they got rid of the play session, or not play session, but the play style, because it was very slow, and it was like turn-based instead of like, you know, action-oriented, where you get to position yourself. There's actually one quote in this game from, I believe it was Akatsuki Yunu, that ends up mentioning that on the original Neptunia, on the original patch in JP, there was one time where the game could load for almost 30 minutes before loading into the next game.
Yeah, she does mention that.
That blew me away, because again, we skip the cutscenes. There's an option in the game that allows us to skip the cutscenes, so the game goes, so we can, you know, not have to skip it manually. But in one of those instances, she ends up mentioning that it takes like 30 minutes, and it was here we are! Hit not found! Yeah! Alright, so let's see attack, please. Over 300. Over 300. You. 319. Alright, so I have to grind a little bit. 319 is definitely not what we need. But I have hit not found. So I can go at any time to the, what is it, the main hub area to go to that. Which is the goal of the game. Lucky me indeed. Hey, NeoTube was good to me, okay?
It was good to you. I'm not going to deny that.
NeoTube was fantastic. Again, I'm surprised there wasn't a Twitch area in this game, or a Twitch, like,
I think NeoTube, I think, was supposed to be like the catch-all for like video streaming services and all that, because like I'm assuming NeoTube was the localization. I don't know what they called it in Japan, but I know it's supposed to be like Nico Nico Doga or whatnot, which covers.
Yeah, the main villain is literally called in that stage Waruduga. Waruduga.
Not even that, but like the Mr. Account enemies are all based on the logo for it.
No shot. See, again, that's the reason why, like, sort of that stuff gets lost in translation. But for me, it's fine. I don't mind, because, again, I know the final area is called differently in English, but when I do my splits, I put all my splits for, like, you know, the actual areas they're localized from. And the final split, I still call Owando. 100%. I still call it the Japanese name of Owando. I can't call it the name of that's supposed to be, because it's just ingrained in me at this point. Also, best music in the game goes to Owando, hands down.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
I agree.
But, like, there's stage themes in this game, and there's themes that play when you're battling, but that one in particular, it just blows everything else out of the water. Like, the main theme I can say, or I can sing, like, almost to the T, like the main theme, but Owando's theme just sticks with me.
When are we gonna get you to do karaoke of the main theme?
Karaoke the main theme. If we get underestimated.
Wait, like actually?
100%, yeah. We'll just have to research it, but yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thinking about it right now, actually, as I do this. I know some of it, but I'd have to like research it entirely and just listen to it again. But I should be all set for it. That's what I was thinking of an incentive to, honestly. But again, I didn't put incentives or think about incentives because we didn't know how well or how bad the run was going to go. And if we were going to hit overestimate or not.
I tried to be generous with the estimate since we're both under 2 hours on our PBs.
Oh yeah. Funnily enough, Silent was the first one, 51. I'll go a couple more too. But Silent was the first one to break the 2 hour barrier at exactly 2 hours. It was 2 hours and 24 minutes. Then I came back the next day and hit a 150. I think it was like a 158. Like, oh, he has a under 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, it's always fun to bounce back and forth, try and get the, the world record. It's always fun to bounce off of someone, definitely. That's the fun of this game, is it's not too hard to get into, and if you just get the right R&D, you basically just blow past it. In terms of execution too, like
For better or for worse.
it's not, for better or for worse. Like it's not too hard to get into, and even as a regular game, you beat the game in under 20 hours. Like, for a normal Neptunia game, that's unheard of, especially if you get to like max level or you want to do everything in the game. On this, level 20.
And then Sunrun Kagura slapped back and made itself even shorter.
So yeah, I just noticed I'm gonna be going in a little bit crazy because my attack is only at my life is only at 4.
Goodness.
So I have to alleviate that at some point. I'm gonna try and get at least a couple more cubes. If not, 351 is perfectly sensible. And I'll switch to Noir if I end up having less attack. Maki. I'll go one more. If not, then I'll just go into knockdown at this point. Come on. Yeah, I'll just go into knockdowns at this point. It's not too much of a worry. An extra 20 attack isn't going to kill me.
Yeah, he'll probably make it up somehow.
Alright, so let's see. Attack. Oh, I have another one. Get rid of... Have to do all again. I'll get rid of the Shirono, I believe. Will that push me over? No, it's still 351. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to Not Found, and Not Found is the only area in the entire game that does not include a boss fight. Why? Nobody knows. It's just strict cutscenes. Just strict cutscenes. You're not found. You're not found. So basically, this gigantic portal pops up for some reason or another, and it says, "Oh, hey, yeah, you can go to Not Found."
Oh, that's why it's called the Not Found, because the boss wasn't found. Anyway.
Oh my goodness, you had to, didn't you?
I had to.
Basically, what this is in terms of context is it's basically a graveyard. So, in terms of story context, we're here to save Faria because technically we killed her. So, you remember me saying that it's a pacifist game? No, we killed the main goddess of the world. So, we have to go to Not Found to go rescue her. Because we made an oopsie, so we have to go fix it.
Oops, we killed a woman.
So, yeah, there's kind of that's the main reason why. And also, if you do not come back here with the SX boxes, I don't believe you can come back.
I think you can go back in post game, but until then,
I didn't see it. I mean, I can double check. I haven't really checked post game except just doing the areas. But
I genuinely don't know.
all right, so before I die, because I'm definitely gonna die, I'm gonna change my cubes. I died.
Rip.
Before I change my cubes. Fantastic. Alright, so control style. Oh, I'm putting that one back on. Wonderful. So we'll go to life, and we'll see if we can start. Oh yeah. Oh, fantastic. I swapped from 4 to 14. But of course I didn't full heal myself. So, when you switch cubes in this game, and you switch when you have a lower HP value than what you're going to have, the game isn't nice enough to give you that HP. You have to use either a healing item or get healed back to it. Just kind of, like, if you're in a high pressure situation, you have, like, not enough health, and it's like, oh, oops, you just don't have health. Heal yourself. There is one way to heal yourself, and that's holding the up shoulder button and the X button, and the the CPUs will come around in a circle. You'll heal health. It's very, very slow. There is accessories that allow you to increase that, but again, we don't use it because all it is just them making a kumbaya circle when you can just go into the menu and heal that same amount of damage. Always fun to do when you're in front of a shield enemy, though. I tend to do it to just fill the time.
Fun little side note about the accessories. They show up in cutscenes.
Yes, they do. So if you have, at one moment, I think I had Noir with a camcorder on her head. Noir shows up with the camcorder on her head. But basically, you can adjust them, put them wherever you want. You can put wings on the side of your character and have them rotate because reasons. So they had a little fun with that. But again, we don't use the accessories in the run since one, it does take time to get them. Two, they're completely random out of SS boxes, and the only other way you can get them is by doing the V-Make, or the, what is it, the rhythm minigame that's in here.
I forget, but I know it's a rhythm game.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
I wonder if they fixed that in the PC version, because apparently it was broken.
Maybe. Again, I haven't checked the PC patch notes, and there hasn't been an update on PS5 since, I think, the VCube update. That's cool. So now what we're going to do on my screen is we are going to the final area in the game, Planet Obsoleta. I don't like calling it Obsoleta because for some reason it doesn't roll off the tongue for me, so I call it Planet Owado because that's the Japanese name. That's how I ended up finding it. So go to Obsoleta, yes. And then you just heard that sound. That's the sound, one of the sounds from like original Neptunia games. It's like one of the only sounds you hear from the original Neptunia games in here. Like the little boat sound that you hear from like Victory or V2. It's very odd. Like, there's not many, there's reused sounds, there's reused voice clips and all this other such, but in terms of like Neptunia sounds, like that you're used to in Neptunia games, it's mostly original.
I think same with the enemy designs too. They have a lot of original enemy designs too that they ended up reusing for Sisters v Sisters.
Did they reuse them for Sister Sisters, like the books and the game controllers and such?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so that sort of confirms that this and, what is it, Sister Sister were developed around the same time? Because I assume the Neptunia X Semron Kagura game was probably developed separately since it runs on an entirely different system, and all it has in the Neptunia way of gameplay is just the name. That is very different to any other Neptunia game that we've played. Or any of us has played, really. Action U is like the closest thing I can say to Neptunia X Semron Kagura. But even then, that's like small arenas and little instance-based battles, whereas in Semron Kagura, they're like full-length stages.
Yeah, it's more Senran Kagura than Neptunia in gameplay, but in terms of anything else, it is more Neptunia than Senran Kagura.
Fun fact, it is one of the only Neptunia games I've ever finished. I have not. I got halfway and then I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'll get back into it later on, because I know there was a run earlier. Was the Peach War, I believe, right? There was like a war for Peach as well.
Something like that.
The Peach thing, yeah. So, did it already happen or is it later on in the marathon? I forget.
What happened? Which one?
The Semron Kagura run. Did it already happen or is it gonna happen?
I think it already happened.
Okay, so I'll go back and watch it. But again, I never really got into the game. I did play the original Semron Kagura game, and I had fun with it. Another game I tried to speedrun, but then I realized that you have to do like the missions out of order, and I'm like, I can't remember the order of that. All I know is how to point, shoot, gun, and go fast. I can't think of all that stuff. So I basically didn't do that. But in terms of speedrun games, I think this is like a fun one to get into. It's not too hard. Again, the RNG does kick your ass half the time, but not bad. Me and Silent are the only two runners, so if anybody wants to come and challenge us, please do. I would definitely like the challenge. I promise I won't usurp you in 2 days. Promise.
We just need more people running this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, the game's on sale on Steam for $10. I don't know if it's on sale on PlayStation. I would recommend getting it on PlayStation since the game doesn't crash. There's no worries of any of that stuff, and the frame rate's the same on both, I believe. I don't think the PC version runs at 60. Correct me if I'm wrong,
you can set it to run at 60, but it breaks movement. But it actually, we talked about this earlier. It breaks the slam move.
Does it now?
Which apparently has a name in the controls. It's the only place that mentions it. It's called a dive.
No shot. So it does break movement. Wow. Thank goodness there wasn't an option to only lock it at 60 FPS on PlayStation then. So, like I said, there's only one relic of the 60 FPS motion on PlayStation, and that is if you go to Kakunia, or when you go to Kakunia near you, for the door, please, the second time, it actually, for briefly, the game moves at 60 FPS. You can still have it at that moment, but you can't leave the main area, because once you leave that main area, it changes back to 30 FPS. So there is a relic of it in the PlayStation version, it's just not used, and thanks to what Silent said, thank gosh it wasn't.
I can probably show that at some point. Because like what'll happen is you'll see the effect for it, but it won't happen or it'll be delayed.
That's awful. That is really awful. Because again, we've explained it. It's basically a core mechanic of the kit, where basically it allows you to go fast. So like for example, let's say I dash, there's a motion, then you'll go into a roll. That's a lot longer than I thought. But basically you'll go into a roll after it, but if you dash down and press the button, it's it. Thank goodness it wasn't at that motion, and thank goodness I never asked Idea Factory to say, please change it to 60 FPS on PlayStation.
It's a shame too, because this game actually looks really nice in 60 FPS.
Yeah, it gets brighter, the game looks better, like the particle effects are everywhere. It's really fun. Like,
The game gets
I love
brighter.
it. Yeah, it does get brighter. I'm not even joking. Like on my overlay or my thing, the game gets brighter because it also activates on PS5 the HDR.
Oh, okay.
That's why the game gets brighter, because it activates HDR for some reason. I don't know why. Again, it's only that singular moment in the entire game on PS5 where it activates HDR. Again, I believe it's on Pro as well, PS4 Pro. Again, I haven't played the game on PS4. It wasn't my option, or it is an option for me. I could have played it on PS4, but for me, the PS5 version, it's literally just the PS4 version. There's no changes at all.
If I may admit to something, I kind of forgot our race was PS5 versus PC, so I may have bought it on PS4.
How much did you spend?
Full price.
No way, come on, man. You can't do that. You're the one that submitted it, and you told me to submit it the same way. You told me to submit it the same exact way, PS5 versus PC.
Listen, I don't have the best of memory typically.
So, critical error and $60 later, and, well, you know, maybe your gacha luck went into, or your RNG luck went into that.
It's fine. Maybe I can get a refund for it, because like I haven't even downloaded it because I realized after the fact.
You probably can. I know that Steam there's like a 2-hour window where if you don't play it, you can get it back. But I don't know about PlayStation. PlayStation's usually stingy about refunds, so you could probably kiss your $60 goodbye or get a transfer. Who knows? Anywho, I am in the boss rush section of is it the Owado? And it's a series of 3 bosses that basically go through the different versions. You go through the sword, you go through the shield, and then you go through the the burn. And then you go through a maze, which for the first time in the game is actually pretty difficult. Luckily I memorized it, at least I hope so. And of course, as soon as I go to change cubes, he's already going into the shield motion. Why? Why do you hate me so? I won't get 11, I promise.
Get 11.
Don't do this to me. Are you already going to Owado?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna do a little more cube grinding because I need more tack.
Okay. Wait, why am I not dealing enough with damage? Hold the phone. Oh, no! Oh, man!
What's up?
Okay, so the vert shot won't work because I, in my brilliant mind, decided not to get enough attack so that vert can damage the enemy. I was only dealing 62 damage.
Oh, right, that.
So this one is going to be very slow. It's going to be very, very slow. But that's okay. Like I said, I wanted to get at least 350, but I completely bonked the fact that Vert needed attack enough to do this. And this is the only other moment Vert's usable in the run anyways, so I'll take the time loss. As if you leave here, you have to do the boss rush all over again. Like, you don't get to skip straight to this one, you have to do the first, second, and third boss in a row. This is still slow even. Still dealing 200 and something, but... Yeah, I might have to use Noir for the final boss. Fantastic. Ow! I might have to use Noir for the final boss.
And that certainly feels away. Hearing 200 damage is slow, and that's what I've been doing the whole run.
No way. Yeah, because I was dealing 300 and not found at least. But again, like I said, the game really ramps up its defensive stats towards the end of the game. Like the final boss, if I was using Vert, I'd probably be dealing with 4 damage.
And just as an aside, the enemies here are level in their 70s.
Yeah, and we're only level 60. So we basically 77. So we basically circumvent the level gap by just hard pushing through with attack. As you see, for the first time, because my damage is so low, enemies can go into a sort of purple state that allows them to do stronger attacks and, you know, basically throw up bubbles here and there. But luckily, I didn't have to stay with it too long. We're not done with shields. The emote core would like to say hello after that.
Yeah, thankfully with this game, it's not like 4GL where you don't neglect your defenses at all, so you can get killed in one hit. Because when you're playing as the goddesses anyway, every hit will do 1 damage. No ifs, ands, or buts.
So, no matter what, because the VTubers actually have a numerical, like, huge number, so like the thousands, whereas the VTubers, or the goddesses, they only have one. They have like 1 set bar, which again, it wasn't an oversight, but I think it was to circumvent that you can basically play as all 4 characters at once. So they didn't want like thousands upon thousands of numbers, basically confusing people's heads, so thank God they did that. But it also makes it easier for us, because when we get hit, we're like, okay, 1 damage, not 279 or 3,000 damage here and there.
Yeah, the VTubers do have defensive stats and like proper health bars, but goddesses, brain off, have gun, shoot.
Yep, no defense even. They don't have a defense either. It's just straight shoot. I'm glad for it. But again, like I said, you may have seen this boss before. I've defeated him about tens of times already. But it's the same boss, no matter what. So recolors are, not bad, but again, it shows that the bosses, like, they thought of designs. Don't get me wrong, Naru's kind of cool, and you know, we see Duga for the first time, but then you see the golden dude, and you're like, oh, he's gold and deals extra damage.
Wow,
I mean,
so inspired.
Wow. So inspired, but I know Neptunia likes to do recolors, but in this game it's not too bad, unlike where in other Neptunia games there's 3 different colored Cobloids, 3 different colored blocks, 3 different colored whatever, like red, green, and blue. But here we are at the infamous Owando Maze. Now again, I had to write it on a piece of paper onto where I needed to go originally, because I took like 30 minutes out of my day to cipher where I needed to go, but right now I don't think I need to. Although I went the wrong way just now. Don't look at that.
Don't perceive. It didn't
don't
happen.
Perceive. Didn't do it. But Owando's pretty fun because there's like various different areas. But it's sort of like the maze in V2 or V2R where it's just blocks. Like all you're gonna be seeing the entire game is just, or this entire dungeon is just blocks surrounding it. Not a bad thing, but so there we go. Oh, I thought I was going the wrong way the entire time. Whee. There are a couple skips in here where you go to certain areas first before going to other areas. Like for example, you saw there, I didn't have to go through another portal because the portal literally opened right next to it. So I'm glad that it went that way, because it can get confusing when you need to go, you don't need to go, because it all looks same. That's, I think, the point that they wanted to get across was Planet Owando has a lack of content, so the dungeon is uninspired. It's literally just hallway after hallway. I think they may have put that in on purpose. Maybe not.
Either
Oh, come on.
either that, or all the
Why-
content's samey and boring.
True, and that's why Owando ended up dying. At least I think that's the canonical reason. Is that it ended up dying because it was just not cool. But that's the main reason. Again, story update. You haven't seen. The main bad has actually acquired the planet core, and we're going to stop her from trying to install it in the planet. The goal. The whole goal of the game is to get the core back and get Planet Emo back to working order. In that respect. There isn't any ramifications because again, this is all something. Oh no. Did I hit a switch? I don't think I hit a switch. Alright, I need to check them out. Where'd I miss it? Where'd I miss it? Where'd I miss it? Switch right there. Feigning to think where I missed the portal. Is it right here? Oh, went through that one. No, went through this one. They're all in the general area you need to go. Trying to figure it out. Oh, is it up here? Of course it's up here. Okay. Woo!
There you go, you did
I
it.
lost my way. There we go, I did it. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, please. So, like I said, it's been a while since I've done a run of this. I did a practice run earlier. That was only to get practice save set up, which thank God I didn't have to use, because if I did, I had a practice save that actually had a shifty cube and like an extra 30, so I would have blown through the game without having to worry. But I'm glad that I didn't have to use it because it made it more fun in a way. Because if Silent has memorized the layout, there may be with some catch up.
That's wishful thinking.
Oh, come on now. You're telling me I'm not gonna get 7 shields on emote sphere. Or emote, funny emote.
You're telling me I'm not gonna get 7 shields on the bot? Because I'm still in the boss rush. In fact, I just made it to the boss rush.
Fantastic. Oh man. What was your attack number when you exited Novella?
Not high enough.
Not high enough.
Let's just say not high enough. For reference, I'm level 45 right now.
So he skipped out. Oh no, and I died. So he skipped out on grinding. Something you don't like to do? For me, like I was even saying, I did it for safety. I wanted to get higher for safety.
I was hoping to make it up in cubes.
He hit a whole 50 levels. You said 45?
Yeah.
I am 62. Almost 20 levels. Silent went for a gamble.
It did not pay off.
Did not pay off. But again, that's what comes with the game. You gotta play the lottery, and you win, you win, you lose, you lose. But in general, this is just a showcase. Again, I don't care if I don't get, a fast time. It was just for me to finally just get my feet wet into running a marathon for once and just to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't care if I don't get anything crazy. I mean, we've had world records done before on stream. Like I said, the last Neptunia run on stream was a WR. It was a 155XX because I believe at the time Fulton was restreaming and it was like the timer stopped and it was like at a 155 whatever. So
something like
they didn't get the time. So on the leaderboard it's a 155. So can I not? Yeah, it was a 155. Somebody used the live. So there's a feature in the game called the live where you can basically go into this like mini game where you can press different buttons to do different moves. You just press square. Oh, it is. Just press square and you'll be good with it. You can, again, I don't have audio on, but thank God you don't, because you'll just see the emote spheres basically flying and the CPU's yelling all the time. So
also, the only time in the game you see the CPUs.
Only the time in the game you see the CPU transformations, because for some reason they can't transform into their CPU form because there's no share energy. reasons unbeknownst to me because, you know, fans and views equal share energy in Neptuniverse, but in this, no share energy. So they're not able to transform, but only in that live sequence are they able to transform. And all you can do is just 3 moves with them. So Birth, please. Come on, man. Nope, I'm not dying. I'm using a Petra. I'm not dying, I'm not. Again, this delay is killing me. Again, like I said, I couldn't fix my monitor, so I'm playing off the OBS overlay.
Seriously, that is impressive.
Thank God it's streaming. Thank God it's still streaming. But yeah, is it impressive? I mean, it's like sort of a slight delay. It's not bad. It's like maybe a split second. My God, I'm dying again. My goodness. Come on, birds, please. I hate you. Hi, goodbye. Oh. Yeah, full face, please. Thanks. Whew, alright, and we are into medic mode. Goodness. Because that was the last area because Trollo died.
No. I'm just getting shield memed.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, I heard the Trollo slam. I'm like, what's going on? So there we go, full heal. In case I die, I'm gonna do a safety save. In case I die. Because there's no, like, super danger of dying, but I almost died, like, 3 times back there, so I might as well take one. Again, I can grab the final cube.
Hey, Chad, are you keeping count of this?
Please, leave a count. Want to know how many by the end of it? Are you still getting shielded? Oh my goodness.
Okay, he's doing something that's not a shield. Thank goodness.
Let's see. What are we looking at? No good cubes.
5 so far.
No good. 5. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, my PB at 11. Alright, so can I not get monitor memes? So.
Oh, 5 in a row.
2 monitors. 5 in a row? Yikes. So, thank goodness I didn't get monitor memes, as I say. Because for some reason, the developers thought it cool to have the monitors next to the gate. So, there are some times where you can, like, catch the monitors 3, 4, maybe even 5 times before getting into the gate. It's really weird. I don't understand why. But here we are with the final boss rush. We are on Planet's emote. We're facing the planet core. That's right. We are facing the planet core that's inside planet emote. So in turn of also killing the goddess, we're also destroying the core of the planet. Because why not?
Leave no survivors, obviously.
Nope. Nothing.
That is the Neptunia way.
CPUs aren't a rampage. I've already gotten 2 shields. I've already gotten 2 shields on emote.
Ain't that quaint?
Please don't. I do wanna stay ahead. Appreciate it. But also, as you've seen, there's crystals dropping. We probably should have mentioned this earlier. There's crystals dropping on the ground, and they do have various effects. That's mainly the reason why also we don't have a danger of dying, is because it drops green crystals, and these green crystals can heal you by 1 health. Which is also why the CPUs are better. Because they only heal 1 health point. I don't know how much proportion it does for VTubers, but I sure don't want to find out. Also, once after this cutscene, I'm going to take a quick peek at time. Might be around an hour and a half. Probably.
I just need 1 more shot on it. Come on.
Oh, it shielded you again. Oh no, I feel bad.
I think I got more than 11. Genuinely.
No. Okay, now that makes me feel bad. Oh man. You see, he got bad luck in cubes early on. Got bad luck in terms of shielding. It's just a whole mess. At least it isn't the worst. That could have been done. We've seen worse.
Have you actually seen worse?
What are you talking about? The last time you did this on Marathon. was
Okay,
worse.
listen, soft locking is one thing.
Soft locking is indeed one thing. Alright, so, what are we at? Oh no! Okay, so we are going to hit over 2 hours.
Oh, are we?
Final boss will take... Yeah, we're at 157.
Oh, I apologize for the estimate. Apparently, I should have gone even higher.
I thought it was going to be like 140, but again, the grinding and... the art,
140? What are you talking about? Like, 140 was your hopeful world record. Right?
My world record had a 50... Yeah, I think it was like 49. Was it 49 or...
It was 45, I thought.
No way. I'll have to go back and check. I guess it was 45. Probably because I ended up getting like a shifty and like a
you got a
bad
dreamy
guy,
cute.
Right? I got a dreamy cute, yeah.
Yeah, you got a dreamy cute early on.
I was like, it was plus 83. So in terms of 83, that's already a fourth of the way to where you need to be. Because, funnily enough, Neptune's actual final total without boost is actually, what's his name? 400 on the dot. It's like they thought that got it. 400 on the dot. So as you see, I'm doing muscle release because again, I totally can. Still dealing 200. Ow, don't swing at me. Please don't run away. Oh, Kato, come on. There is one unique quirk about this final boss, which we will soon get to, and it requires the Tokimeki. Now, that's also a boon why we got so many cubes, because in terms of also increasing your health and increasing your attacks, cubes give you a Tokimeki meter boost. Some give you like basic ones, and others give you bonuses. Also, apparently I must have enough Tokimeki because I've already stunned the boss twice.
Wow.
I usually don't have this much, which is it's actually hindering me because I would love to go even faster, but it's just doing beams and then getting Tokimeki.
135.34 is apparently your PB. Or 145.34.
Yeah, I was gonna say 135. I'm like, please. Yeah, 145.34.
If it was 135.
Yeah, it was 135.20 in terms of the the new any percent. So, new any percent, like I said, was gonna be the thing where we end up skipping out the entire first 11 minutes of the run to cut down on resets. So you don't have to reset 11 minutes. Basically, you just be able to do it from the get-go, have a standardized save file. It's not really standardized per se. All you really need is just the get to the first part of Neotube once you complete fake Neotube. Once you have the first chance to save, that's it. That's the standardized save. That's standardized at that point because at that point you'll be at level 5. You won't have any cubes, so your modifiers won't change. You won't have any extra cubes. You won't have any extra damage. So basically nothing would change because it's just the tutorial.
Oh,
There's
right.
no level change either.
Forgot about that part.
So basically it's null and void at that point. So just to cut down on resets, advocate for that. But not, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's fine. It's just an extra 11 minutes of just off. And here we are at the final portion. So I'm going to change all my cubes, go to the TMK section, go boom, 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 and boom. And we are just going to shoot this gigantic heart, and hopefully this will be the only time I have to do it. Please, 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 please. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
The best way to express your love through gunfire.
Please, please, please. Oh, in time. Ah, thank goodness. All right, we're done. Whew. Just over 2 hours. 2 hours and 1 minute. Oh, okay, so we didn't hit 2 hours, but it's fine. I don't mind. I'll take that. The RNG, no shifting, a couple of drops here and there. The error, in terms of the capture card, that could have probably put me under 2 hours, but, you know, I'll take it.
Take what you can get, honestly. In a marathon.
Alright, so, you can shift away from mine, to be perfectly honest. I may show some things actually real quick. I'm gonna show some things real quick. The whole 50 FPS thing, maybe, or just Actually, I don't know. I don't think there's any other glitches we haven't shown. But I'll show you the ending cutscene, I guess.
See, you can do the mini game, the dance mini game.
Oh, the dance mini game? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we have enough emote spheres for that, so I'm gonna go do the dance mini game. But so we found Kato. Kato lives because not found things. Everybody's hunky dory. Everybody lives. Is it Hero? The gigantic mask that was helping her basically goes away and goes to another place, but basically that's in the VTuber DLC because reasons. So story lock behind DLC. What was it? Akuma's Soul or whatever that game was that Bandai Namco made before when they lost like the 9 episodes behind DLC. That was awful. But yeah, there's only like a VTuber DLC. I think it's what, $3-4 maybe?
I'm not sure.
I forget. Okay, so there was the screen. It didn't show it, but there is a special screen at the end of the game that showcases it. And funnily enough, there is a thing where if you complete the game multiple times or every other time, there will be a different person saying thank you for playing the game. Every time you complete it. Every time. There's Blanc, I've heard Blanc, Neptune, Noir, I think it was one of the other 2 VTubers. So yeah, it does change every time you beat the game.
I didn't actually know that. That's pretty neat.
Oh, again, clear save file. Clear save file basically takes everything. So I'm gonna just do a clear save just to see what my final number was in total. There's the opening cutscene, so that's cool. We're not gonna be underestimated, definitely. So there's that. Unfortunately,
especially since even despite practicing it an hour ago, I've forgotten how to do the maze. Thanks, Brain.
Oh no.
I
mean, you've basically cleared most of it.
Yeah, I think I just need to get up there.
So, but we're gonna load. We're gonna load our clear save, and we're gonna see what number we were at. I think it was a 360, maybe. So, maybe 360. So we're gonna go VQ, take away all attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 368. So I was literally 7 away from dealing optimal damage. You gotta be kidding me. 368. That's fine. So in the meantime, I'm gonna show. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show. Yeah, I'm gonna show that, and I'm gonna show the VQ. So I'm gonna go to. What was it? My accessory. Oh, it's already unlocked, anyways. I think, right? Yeah, it's unlocked. Okay, so beat tip. Beat tip is the game. I just remembered. So
beat
basically,
tip,
it's basically a rhythm mini game. Basically, it's outside of the story. There's no story implication. Basically, it's like this dog thing that allows you to do content so you can get stuff. I'm gonna be bad at it because, again, delay. I'm just gonna choose Neptune, start, whatever. Yeah. But basically, it's like a rhythm mini game. You basically just press the button. I think you like press up and down. Yeah. Okay, so up and down on the D-pad, and you can just do the game like that. You just have to match it. It's a rhythm mini game. It can give accessories that can give bonuses, but to be perfectly honest, there's much to it. It is locked for Platinum achievement though. To get the Platinum, you do need at least 2 million points on one of these.
Apparently only in Japan there was a feature where you could input in actual like YouTube videos and get items for them.
There is in this game, but you don't upload it to YouTube. So when you do a VTip video, if you go to the, I believe an accessory shop or one of the shops next to the VTip, you're able to, if you have an accessory, you can use the accessory on the recording of the video, and then that will allow you to get an accessory from it.
No, I mean like an actual YouTube video.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, like an actual YouTube video. Yeah, so that was the Beat Tick video game. Mini game. You do go through the ranks, and you do get like extra like accessories and stuff through it, but honestly, not even worth it for the game at all. It doesn't do anything. And then we're gonna go to the aforementioned VCube shop, and we're gonna showcase how broken the economy is in this game. Also, why is there so much shares? Oh my gosh, there's a war in the chat for Japanese and English.
Well, I've learned something about this game. It does that thing where it slows down the animation whenever you hit something to give it weight. For some reason, Neptune's grenade and that shotgun blast skill, it does it for that. So I just throw a grenade meters away, it hits a group of enemies, and I just see Nep slow down to a crawl.
Yeah. I'm already done with runs. So
I'm aware.
No, but Birth3 was asking about when to hit time. Time was already
Gotcha.
done. I was already way done with it, but you can hit time for Silent when he finishes. No matter to me. Like I said, for me it was a 201.
Remind me, it's when you get the final hit on boss, right? Yeah.
Final boss hit, yes. So when the screen turns white, or final boss hit, whichever you want to do. But yeah, that's when you can do it for him, but in total, oh, that's what I was speaking about. Okay, so we have the V-Cube shop. So the economy is broken. So you see all these cubes, 50k, 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 but the heart is strangely only 2. I'm gonna purchase however many I can. When you go to Spear Convert, every cube, it's 3,000. Not just the heart, every other cube. So when you do the other cubes, if you buy the cubes from the V shop thinking you're gonna get a profit of the other cube, of the other V cubes, you're not. You're gonna get a 47,000. If you no heart cube, you can actually get an extra 1,000 on top of what you bought it for. So you can see my number is going up exponentially, and I'll actually make a profit on the V cubes, on the spheres.
Monitor.
Oh, you got final cube.
Monitor.
Hopefully it was good.
It wasn't.
I thought so. Mine wasn't either. Yeah, that's basically what you can do with the cubes. You can basically just en masse sell them for extra. Again, this was the aforementioned strat before, what we used to do, and Neptune's voice would just say, we don't need it. Again, I don't have audio, mostly because I don't play without music, and I think my capture card won't capture it because it messed up, so there's that. That's okay, that's fine.
Genuinely no crashes, though, the whole time.
None? Have you saved before the final boss?
No? I know, ballsy move, but no.
Okay, gasp. Anywho, so I'm just gonna watch it on the side. My portion's basically done, so you can cut away and put silent to full, honestly, because I have nothing else I want to share. Friend, please don't.
Honestly, my skill itself is actually doing decent damage. It's just my main shots.
Oh, you know what that might be? You might actually have a cube that increases skill damage.
I'm sure I think I have one of those in here somewhere.
You have skill damage plus, probably. Also, as you see on screen, Silent has like the symbols flying around. You can actually turn those off. Those are called common. Again, not a useless feature in the game, but it's sort of to sell that it is a live stream. For myself, I turn it off. I turn music off. It's not that I don't like the game. Don't get me wrong. I just don't.
It's understandably a little distracting for some people.
But yeah, for me, I like the aesthetic of how they tried to push the game as much as they could in terms of like pushing it. I don't think it sold well. I don't think it sold well, unfortunately. I think it was like the lowest selling of the furry that came out.
Something like that.
I think Reverse even sold like middling, mostly because all it was just a update to Rebirth 1 with the arrange mode, which basically cranked the multipliers to 11. Wish there was New Game Plus for this game. Again, IF, if you're watching, please do what you did with 4 Goddesses and add a New Game Plus 2 years after. I beg of you, because that would make it so much more open as well. It'd probably go down to like half an hour at that point.
Yeah, because at that point you could probably either just grind up good cubes and use those on a New Game Plus run, or just get to level 99 and not even care.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what I think as well. Like, sort of odd that there was no New Game Plus added. I understand in Rebirth 1 had a New Game Plus anyways. I don't know if Severin Kagura has one. If Severin Kagura has one, then...
I don't think so.
Okay, good. I was going to say Virtual Sidestep, but shorter than this step. I was going to say. Whew. Very disappointing. Yeah, I hope it gets the 4 Goddesses treatment where it does get a New Game Plus. I don't care if there's no other game modes. I just want it to get, something to alleviate this whole RNG fest that we call a speedrun.
Alright, final boss. Here we go. Is it just me, by the way, or does, like, the first version of this boss look a lot like they have the Infinity Gauntlet right on their face?
A little bit. I mean, it is supposed to be a quote fusion of yeah, that's right. So story break as well. The final boss is a combination of Planet Emote and Kata. So Kata decided to go full psycho and merge herself with the final boss. Create that monstrosity. Also, the second time it's used in the game, but this time it's just a little bit bigger and purple. And like I said, the stage gimmick is that the floor is completely gone. You have to go around the edge. No way. No way, you had to do the ball shot. It's doing the ball shot.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, this one skill that Blonde has, I think is even better than Nep's first skill. It's just,
really slow, yeah.
on Blonde.
It's unfortunate, but hey. You do what you gotta do, but that's okay. It's fine. We're at, again, a little bit over estimate. We're at 216, but we'll get to 220, hopefully. We won't be too long, I promise. Also, let me... There we go. Perfect. You are doing the shot. So, like I said, Blanc has a unique quirk about her shot, is that you don't shoot normally. If you shoot normally, you'll do a short burst, but if you hold the button long down enough and you get to full charge, then you can launch a blast at the enemy at full damage. You're probably gonna die. No? Ooh, you took 5. Never mind. I was gonna say, because they sort of have desperation attacks as well to find the bosses, where if you don't kill them in long enough, they can do an AoE that deals a lot of damage. Like, for example, there did 5 damage to Silent.
Was it actually 5?
And I think it was 5, right? No, yeah, 5 or 6. 5 or 6. And you see him shuffling with the music. The music actually matters. So the mughen imagination is the ability to get better songs, because the song actually affects the damage you do and the damage that enemies do for some reason or another. You get 4th rough game, but mughen imagination is the 100% S because it gives you the highest buff and it gives the enemy the least.
Even better, because I'm pretty sure the buff it gives you specifically is an attack buff as well. The buffs are different per song.
Yeah, the buffs are different per song, but to be perfectly honest, you only need the first one. That's literally for everything in this game. The first character you spawn with, the first skill you get, and the first song that you get are the only things you need in the entire
If only the first cube you got was the only one you needed too.
If only. But the unfortunate part is that all cubes have either a 1 or 2 names, and those names affect either heightened attack, lowered attack, heightened Tokineki, so on and so forth for each of the items, or for each of the stats. And there are some times where you actually go on another file, like another completed save, let's say. Place finish and final boss. Core up. And I'm gonna showcase like an insane number. So like.
All right, time.
How is that? Yep, time. So there we go. That's Neptunia Virtual Stars. Again, it's a very intriguing game. I would definitely give it a shot if you want to. It takes some getting used to with the cubes, and it can be frustrating with not getting them, but if you're dedicated with the resets and stuff, you'll get through. It's not too bad. Like, very, very good in terms of execution and such.
Yeah, this game has an ED, right? Or does it?
The game does have an ending. You can showcase the ending if you want. But you can skip the cutscenes all the way to the final final ending sequence.
There's actually just a little bit of walking for some reason through the not found at the end.
Yeah, because it's just you're trying to find Kato. Because Faria dying enough, we also killed Kato.
So our kill count is 2.
Kill count is 2. Killed the planet's core. And also, if you didn't notice, you probably didn't notice, a spaceship crash landed on Planet Ema. So, surprised the inhabitants inside of that lived.
Is this it, or
Strange.
one more skip?
Yes, right
Nope,
here,
one more
I
skip.
believe. Be a black screen, and then you can wait. And yeah, that's it. So, enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. The run was fantastic. And besides that, go try it. $10. Same as like a meal. It's not too long. Normal playthrough is like 20 hours if you want to be completionist. If you don't want to be completionist, it's like, again, like 5-ish.
It's not very long, but if you can get it for cheap, it's worth a shot.
Definitely. I can't wait until it goes to $2, like how it used to be on some of the games. I think Four Goddesses at one point was like $2.
Was it
on
$2?
PlayStation? Yeah, it was like $2 on PlayStation.
Nuts.
Ended up getting it for like 10. Yeah. Ended up getting V2R for 10. Instead of, no, I paid 60. I paid full. It was 10 for V2. But yeah, we're good. Appreciated you coming out, enjoying it, and just wait for the next run of the marathon and keep enjoying the Birth 3 marathon.
Yep. And enjoy this obituary of VTubers.
Oh yeah, those died too, by the way. Quality.
Quality. That's